Hey everyone, it's Immanuel, and today we're going to be talking about how to attract high vibrational love and friends into your life. Stay tuned. Shanti, shalom, shalom, shanti, peace, 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 everyone. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to be talking about how to attract high vibrational love and friends into your life. So I have a couple of friends of mine who I guess commented that all of my friends, all the people in my life, in my circle, are on just such an ascendant level, such a high path. They are ascenders just like y'all. And they were just wondering, how did I do it? How am I attracting these kinds of people, beautiful people into my life? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. It definitely did not always be like this for me. It's definitely something that I'm still working on in my journey and something that I am personally mastering. But I found that I'm at a good enough place to share this with you guys because it goes beyond meditating and eating right and those kind of things. I realize that it's actually how you really show up in the world. And some of these things that we're going to be talking about just have a lot to do with leadership and who you are and your ideas and your purpose and what you're really striving for in your life. Because once you have those things down, your friendships are going to be centered around a common goal, a common core, and a common culture that you desire to create. This in turn is going to attract certain people that have those same form of values in your life, and that's just going to transform it. So without further ado, I want to also tell you guys that there's a lower vibration of this, of all of these things that I'm going to mention, that I'll talk to you about so you guys culturally know the difference between a higher vibrational friendship, love relationship, and a higher one. So first is just leadership, right? Leadership is talked about. You go to Amazon, you got so many books on that. But when I just think about leadership, right? The best leaders that I know, they're accountable. They hold themselves accountable. They tend not to make a whole bunch of excuses in their lives. And so for us, we got to realize that life is not happening to us. We're creating everything, right? As we begin to ascend, a lot of people don't want to talk about how much responsibility is in being a creator, is in being somebody who can shape their reality, right? Now, I can go into the thoughts and your thinking and law of attraction, all that stuff, but we got to really rest with the fact that we are creators. And we have to take our energy so seriously because that is creating. And the best leaders are going to be the ones who don't offer excuses for why their life is a certain way. They own it. And with owning it, they realize that they can approach things differently. They can create a new outcome. Now, of course, meditation, visualization, feeling the energy within you, and thinking about or visualizing rather, the solution already solved or your life in a different place, connecting with that energy is what attracts it, right? And life is going to help us to trust in that knowing. But leadership is first and foremost. You gotta view yourself as a leader. Even if you don't naturally view yourself as a leader, people are attracted to leaders. People see really good leaders as the most powerful people on this planet. So that's something we definitely have to cultivate. Another thing that is associated with leadership and attracting high vibrational people, especially if you're, I would say, well, man or woman doesn't matter, but especially a man that's looking to attract a woman, a heightened vision or purpose, right? And a lot of times you have dating coaches and relationship coaches talking about be on your purpose, and they associate that just with money and material things, right? And that there's definitely a time for that, and there's definitely value in that. But purpose, more so than anything, is first and foremost what you define it as. What you define the maximum utility and thing to gain out of life. It could be happiness, it could be freedom, it could be whatever you decide. And I'm going to give you that freedom. I will say for me, one of the objectives for me is my energy, my alignment. Okay? And seeing how having a heightened vision for myself of cultivating my energy, cultivating what I consume, that yields me a very, very heightened sense of energy, a very heightened sense of alignment with source, is, a penultimate goal of mine, right? So in terms of attracting high vibrational people, you want to have a heightened, transcendent, visionary vision and purpose for everything that you're doing. Because that first and foremost just sets a precedent about what you're about. If you're just about, money and cars and stuff, you will definitely eventually attract people that are about that as well, especially if you're radiating that value. And that's not to say that's not a bad value. You got to go within yourself to see what really resonates with you. It could be money, it can be cars, it can be energy, it can be ascension. Whatever it is, the most important thing, and we'll get to this about in self-deception, is that it's yours, right? The thing about money, cars, clothes, those sort of things, is that typically it's something that we're socialized to want and socialized to desire. But there are, of course, people out there that is their heart's intention, that is their heart's desire, that is what they're going after, right? So I would say definitely spend time monitoring what you resonate with most. If that is reading books for ascension, read your books for ascension, because that conveys purpose. Even if, your financial situation or some aspect of your life isn't there, your passion, your radiance for what you're investing your time in will be seen by others, right? And just so you guys know, yeah, you can go after money and cars and still attract high vibrational people. The most important thing about all of these things is that it's pure in your heart, right? So if you're about things that can be consumed by the masses, just know that what's pure in your heart is penultimate, right? And that's what you really want to convey to people when you meet them, right? If you're a guy meeting a girl meeting a guy, they definitely say, yo, yeah, I'm trying to buy a house, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. And have whatever you say is your goal be a reflection of how you carry yourself and your actions in your life, right? Once again, we're going to go into the self-deception part in a little bit, but that's just a little preview. The third thing, and this goes into leadership as well, but also in terms of attracting people, one of the things that I've had to work on is my nice guy syndrome, is my people-pleasing syndrome. It's been challenging in work for me to overcome, and I am in such a better place doing this nowadays than I was even a year ago, but it's still an ongoing process for me. But it's just being impeccable with your word and having honest communication with people, right? Just so they know where things are, just so they know how things should unfold, and so you can be clear. First and foremost, be impeccable with your word, right? One of the 4 agreements. Don't say things you don't mean to people. Carry mindfulness when you speak to people and what you say to people. Because words carry energy, and energy, remember, can create, they can destroy. Words can create or destroy. So if you're looking to attract high vibrational people, use words that those people would resonate with on their frequency level. Don't use words that are not on their frequency, right? You want a high vibrational person, use high vibrational language. Be intentional and impeccable with your words and follow through. But also have honest communications. I think one of the things that I've had to discern in my life is how to convey to people what role I want to play or what role I desire for them to play. Because a lot of times, some of these things get a little jumbled up, right? So as a guy, I'll just, speak from a guy's point of view. I need to get some female co-hosts to help me get the girl side of view of this. But I know for me, because I want to be pure in my intentions and honest in my communication, if I meet a woman and I'm talking to her and I don't really know where I want to take it at all, I'm not going to tell the girl, hey, I like you, I want to date you, I want to be with you, because that's disingenuous. And people that are ascended can feel disingenuous energy, right? I've had to, over time, really get more intentional with my language. Depending on the situation, I might say, hey, you know what? I'm pretty fond of you. I want to hang out with you, see if there's a spark there, right? I'm not saying that I overly like her. I'm not saying that I want to date her, but I want to see if there's a spark there. A lot of people fall into the friend zone because they just don't really say where they're, taking things or where they want things to go. But cultivating that kind of language is essential because it allows you to be honest and allows the other person to say no. I always tell people, hey, you can say no to me. And that frees everybody up because, today people don't like conflict, but people respect authenticity, right? Authenticity is your power. Authenticity is, and vulnerability is what moves mountains. So definitely just be mindful of your words, being impeccable, you being honest in your communications with your intentions for people, and that just commands respect, and it radiates royalty. So the next one is it's kind of related, but it's communicating your emotions and your feelings with people, right? Being vulnerable with people. That's part of a person who's on that you would like to attract is somebody you want to be intimate with, somebody who you can open your heart to. As a leader, though, you set the tone for that. You set the tone for the culture. And I implore you guys to bring that into whatever friendship or relationship that you're in. Be the first to be vulnerable. Be the first to say, hey, here I am. This is who I am. And you can allow the other people to, do as they please. But communicating your emotions, your feelings, all of that has a certain power in it, above everything. Next thing is gratitude. Gratitude is the thing that really opens up people. I mean, I can count a lot of times where I just meet people and they're like, how was your day? And I'll just say, you know what? I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for this. I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for this. I'm really grateful for that. What's interesting is that whenever you connect with people on gratitude, this is just communication, how to get really intimate with people really quickly, is that you can transition that into, I'm really grateful that everything, worked out with my job or my work situation, and because I was forcing it in the beginning, and this has allowed me to open up to a new sense of surrender in my life, that I don't have to linearly know all the answers. I don't always have to work hard, that I can really just relax and allow things to come for me and come into my experience with ease. And you can ask a person, can you relate? And then they can. And that breeds intimacy. That breeds depth into your interaction with somebody. And instantly now you've gone to the next level. Isn't that cool? Right. Super cool. Clap one time, clap one time. Okay, there we go. So, also one of the things that I would say after gratitude is adding value to people, right? Add value first. Create a culture of adding value. Create a culture of reciprocity. A lot of people are just take. Come on, y'all. No. As we ascend, we have so much to give. We have our time. We have our talents. We have our treasure. And we have our listening ear to give to people. So, with that abundance that we already carry, we can offer things into our relationships, and we can bring people into our experience that value the same thing. I think that's very, very cool. Now, we're going to take a quick break. Be right back, y'all. Hey, y'all, just a short little intermission. If you've received some value from this video, go hit the like button. If it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section. I'll definitely send you an introductory message. Just say, I've subscribed, and I'm going to personally welcome you to the channel. Also, if you're a return listener, hey, what's up? You're an ascender. You are the MVP of this channel. And yeah, y'all, just wanted to tell y'all that. So let's get back to the message. So, back from break, this is where it gets deep. First thing we're going to talk about is untangling yourself from self-deceiving actions. This is the biggie. This is the big one. So many of us have been socialized to do things, be about things, have mindsets that are not us. That we're socialized into valuing, socialized and told that we need to have, that we should want. And a lot of our lives, we're entangled in things that have nothing to do and is not connected at all to our soul and to our spirit. So this point is going to take more videos for me to get into, but the base and the crux is this. Part of your work to attract a person on a higher level is to be honest, right? We talked about honest communication. What about honest within your being? That business that you want to start, do you really, really, really want that? Really want that? The major that you're majoring in, is that what you really, really, really want to do? Really want to do? That's for you to answer. That's for you to answer. So many of us, and me included, I've probably dealt with this worse than anybody else. I've used to deceive myself about everything, about my major in college, about different businesses and ventures I wanted to start, when in actuality, I was in a fear-based consciousness. I wanted to major in what I said I was majoring in just because of security purposes, out of fear. A lot of the businesses that I wanted to start, I told people was out of pure intentions. There was no pure intentions. I just wanted to make some money, and I wanted to live the 4-hour work week lifestyle. They were all rooted in fear. They weren't rooted in me expressing the heights of me. They weren't in me expressing my truth. They were survival consciousness things. So I ask of you guys, and we'll dig into this more in a later episode. What are your real goals? Your soul's goals, right? The other thing about this is when you're entangled in self-deceiving things, it'll energetically show up. You'll find yourself struggling. You'll find yourself having problems with motivation, having challenges with taking action. You'll realize that even when you achieve something, you're still not fulfilled. There's still an aspect of you that's missing something. So we have to go on a conscious untanglement of self-deceiving actions and commitments and things in order to attract people. Because at that point, once we're untangled from all the things that are not us, all the shackles that are not us, then we can show up in a relationship and we can show up in our friendships and be like, yo, this is what I'm about. And we know that that's what we're about. There's no guessing, there's no questioning, and the people could take us at our word, and it's everything, right? So that's power, y'all. I mean, I would probably, if I had to add something, I would say, you want to be affirmative, right? That's part of the leadership thing as well. But really pay attention to entangling yourself from self-deceiving actions. I mean, I critique it. Do you really want to buy a home? Why do you want to buy a home? Do you really want to get married? Why do you want to get married? Is marriage really an idea that came from within you? Is going to church or eating certain foods or whatever your patterns are, is that really you? It's something that you have to ask. So, guys, this creates power. When people meet people like this who have these traits, who are leaders, who don't use excuses, who hold themselves accountable, that see that they can shift their reality, when they have a heightened vision and a purpose of what they're going after in their life, when they're impeccable with their word and honest with their intentions and communication, when they can communicate their emotions, their feelings, their life story, when they're vulnerable, when they're authentic, when they show a lot of gratitude and add value to you, and they have entangled themselves from self-deceiving actions so that they can show up in the world and show up in your experience in an authentic manner, and they are affirmational to you, they encourage you, they support you, they'll listen to you. That's power. That's a gem. If it's a relationship, that's a real one. That's a friend, that's a real one. That's a person that you want to keep in your life. So by you embodying these traits and you embodying this spirit, oh my gosh, the kinds of people that you'll attract into your life, you'd be surprised. I'm a walking testimony for sure. I've seen a direct correlation between my thinking shifts and changes, my eating shifts and changes, and the quality of people that are in my life. So I encourage y'all. You guys got it. You can do it. I believe in you. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, give me some suggestions, of course. Leave a comment, upvote it, all that stuff. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.